Okay, this is.
Why you half?
Hmm?
You half like.
Oh, we need to come in here a bit.
Yeah.
And I think we need to speak quite loud because of that. So this is Terry and Renee, and we are here to discuss things that people don't normally talk about very much, and definitely we're not here to agree with each other or even with anybody there. See, she likes not agreeing, and we just want to put some new angles on things, and really the intention is get people talking and get people thinking. That's the intention. So today we're gonna talk.
You mean tonight?
Tonight. We're gonna talk about. See the moon in the background? Isn't
Our
that beautiful?
very own artificial moon
As
going
you
on.
see, it doesn't move.
It flickers.
It does flicker, so it must be a planet, not a moon. So, is the moon a planet?
No, the moon is not a planet.
It is a planet.
It's not.
Is it? Is the Earth a planet?
Yes.
So the moon must be a planet then. What's the difference?
Well, the difference is the moon is just rocks.
Okay, and the Earth is rocks that grow.
It's rocks with water and has us on it.
So nothing else is a planet then.
And there's no gravity on the thingy.
So every other thing in the whole universe is not a planet because they don't have rocks and water.
A moon is not a planet, Terry. A moon is not a planet. You know, I'll ask Google.
All right, so Google that one. The moon is a planet, not a planet.
The moon is not. It is not.
We got planet Earth and not planet Moon.
Because it's rocks.
Oh, I guess you have a planet and then moons around a planet, like a big rock. That's what you're saying. So the moon, we're dissing the moon.
We're not dissing the
We're
moon.
saying, moon, you're rubbish. You're just like a rock, and we rocks. That's what we're saying about the moon. Like, yeah, up
We
yours,
actually
moon.
need the moon actually for a lot of things like the sea currents and all that nonsense.
Yeah, but you're saying it's just a bunch of rocks.
It is a bunch of rocks
Yeah,
that we love.
It probably feels a bit disrespected now, the moon. Even though I got it wrong. Okay, it's not a planet, it's a rock. A very big, not the kind of rock you can throw. Very big rock.
It's a big crystal rock.
That causes tides and winds and
All these wonderful things.
people that, I mean, you wouldn't be able to surf without that thing, right? Yeah. Okay, so today we're going to talk about relationships. And
Sorry.
I don't know why I pulled that face. It was just, I don't know, it's relationships.
Relationships.
No, relationships. And we're going to look at just whatever we think about them and like, what are they? What's the stereotype? What rules and regulations normally you buy into or you unconsciously or consciously buy into, and anything else really that Renee thinks is important.
I think everything is important.
And the moon is important too. Now we must respect the moon because we did kind of diss it earlier. It's a very nice thing and it's big and it's probably got nice parents.
Imagine if the moon and the sun were girlfriend and boyfriend and they had like time out. Ever since we're talking about relationships.
Well, what about God? I mean, is he divorced or married again? Or how does that work? Is there no partner for God?
It's not even cool because honestly I think God is like one of those you know those geeks. You know those
God is a geek. You can't now go to church on Sunday, can you? Can you?
I honestly think God is a geek that has, those Lego pieces, and then I created Lego.
And he built Earth from Lego. Okay, that's one view that you can all write in about.
Look, let my view. I almost tipped over.
We just reframed God as a Lego geek.
He's a creator.
So
Lego geek is a creator. Like, hello, creates things.
Like the moon.
Makes things happen.
Like the moon. The big rock.
Yeah, that's a big rock.
So that's two things we've dissed already.
We haven't dissed anything yet. We're just changing up, spicing it up.
I think God was more like a chef. acting more like a chef, like experimenting with things. He left the gas on in the oven and boom.
It burnt me. God, why you gotta do me like that?
Yeah. This is the undercooked us. Right? We're a little bit undercooked. This one's burnt.
Yeah. No wonder the son and I don't do well.
Hey, get that thing away. I got bad memories. Ah!
I do get darker, hey?
And us, we love it. Like, give me more. We need it. We're dying.
You're undercooked.
We're zombies almost. We nearly didn't make it in.
So relationships.
Okay, let me start with the original. Like, we got this thing like Valentine and Valentine's Day, which is all supposed to be about
It's rubbish.
And it's supposed. I agree, and we probably agree on different levels as well, or same levels and different levels. Because originally, I mean, now it's been marketed, of course, really strongly, and it's about your partner, and your partner and you, and you're the one, and you're the only one, and you bond together, and it's about bonding and contract between each other. It's supposed to be so lovely. Let me tell you, the original version of Valentine was all the way back to Celtic times. What they were depicting was the relationship between nature and the sun. I mean, the sun is obviously part of nature, but the earthly nature, plants, seeds, trees, and the relationship with that and the sun. It was the connection between two things which needed to be together to survive and grow. And so they called that time of the year, like in the West, in England where I come from, where it's cold and wet and windy, they called that time the time of St. Bridget, which then be called St. Bride. So the word bride actually comes from a period, a season in the West where things were starting to grow, and that relationship between the sun and the plant was so important. So if on a human level, again esoteric, in the esoteric terms, on a human level it would be the relationship between your spirit, yourself, here the physical one, and your spirit further away, or you and the you further away, which is where we get the word father from originally. Your father is you further away, or the author, the you and the author of you, which is again you yourself. So it's all about, originally, through the esoteric eyes, is about the connection of you with you, integrated you, not you and another person.
So that's your take on Valentine's Day.
I always say that's an esoteric version of the same thing.
So here's what I learned about Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
So Valentine's Day was a day where Sir Valentine was hanged for loving his mistress. Because he proclaimed his undying love.
Once upon a time.
So he was married to a rich woman, but
which woman? What was the fifth?
I can't say the word, but it's thick.
Ah!
Yes, the new word is thick. So he was married to this thick woman, and he didn't find her attractive, but found her money attractive.
Mm.
And so he wedded her, and he had a side little mistress going on, and the court found out about it, and they were gonna hang him, and he had a choice to either stay with his mistress and be hanged, or go back to his wife and stay alive.
Now, if you don't know the story, you have to send in your votes now for which one he chose to do, and whoever's right gets a red rose.
Why would you get a red rose?
No, they get a red rose if they get it right.
But I wanted a red rose.
You had 9 red roses the other day.
There was sushi roses.
Sushi red roses, yeah, but you know, it's...
I pooped them out long time ago.
I think that's romantic. Sushi for you. Anyway,
so he wrote this most beautiful love letter ever, addressed to his mistress. And he got hanged the next day on the 14th of February. This is why we celebrate Valentine's Day, because a guy chose his mistress over his wife.
that's so romantic, and also really so horrible for every married person.
Well, what can I say?
We're celebrating adultery right here. This is what should be on the card. Commit adultery today. It's romantic.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's 2 versions there. One But I mean, the obvious thing is it's marketed like strongly about somebody else. It always has to be somebody else. You cannot be whole without somebody else in your life, and I don't agree. I think people bring wholeness to my life. They do bring wholeness to my life. They make me feel more whole.
Of course.
But my job has always been to fill up the hole.
Yeah, I think that's the part. I think people just tend to like want to depend on another person to bring them happiness. You are responsible for your own joy and happiness. Because he's not responsible for my happiness. Like if I can't make myself happy, he cannot fill the little void that happens.
The little void?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little one.
It's a little one. Like, if you see my size of the hole, yours is like huge. Just like mine is like.
Okay.
Mine is so
I'm not
cute.
quite sure what we're talking about right now, but there we are. It could be metaphorical.
We're
But I
talking
mean,
about voids.
I had this Israeli friend, and he had a very strong accent, and he couldn't. He never pronounced the H's. So he said that what women always want is a penis. They want happiness. Happiness is all they want. But he always
Happiness.
happiness. Happiness. But he always missed out the H, and it can be a problem.
But he had a point, I must say. Like,
Yeah.
the relationship between a girl
It does
and
fill a gap, yeah. There's one thing that fills a gap, and that's happiness. But if you try, but so I guess what we're both saying, and now we didn't intend to come in to agree, okay? True?
Yeah,
We didn't. We didn't expect that we would, but I think we both agree that you don't expect the other person to fill in the gap that you haven't got.
No. Honey, it's all on you.
Yeah.
If you can't do it, no one can do it.
Yeah. So I spent a lot of my life. I mean, I'm older now. I don't know if you probably couldn't tell.
Hey guys, guess how old he is and guess how old I am? Put below in the comments.
And I spent most of my life trying to be whole, and I've come to some point of satisfaction now. And when I've come to that point, I'm now meeting more people who are holding themselves around me. But up to that point, I was always looking for that little bit, for somebody else to give me that little bit of something, which is like normal. I think that's really normal, but it's conditioning as well. We're conditioned by the media, by the magazines. Like every magazine, there's a picture of two people on it together, or it's
Hugging, romantic, walking down the beach.
Or this person didn't give me this. They were supposed to give me this, and they didn't give me it. So that, and it's like those rules. It's the other thing that about relationships, which
Hey, you didn't give me anything for my birthday.
Rules, right? Exactly. Was that in the contract? Was that
What contract?
Exactly.
We don't even have a contract.
So
I think our contract changes on a daily basis.
So there's no contracts when people get together normally, but there's unseen contracts like don't leave the toothpaste top off in the bathroom, or don't leave your socks on the floor. Always make your bed. Never say that word to me. Always remember my birthday with a card or a present. So all those rules, but none of them were actually in any kind of contract when two people got together. So to me, that's a little bit shady to expect something from somebody else when they haven't actually agreed that they're going to give that to you in the first place. Would you agree?
I beg to differ.
Yeah. Okay.
I really beg to differ. I think it's just really not. I don't know, but then it's like not expecting as well. It's like I don't expect to get birthday presents. I don't expect to even get a freaking Christmas card, but it wouldn't hurt to get like once in a while, like out of the blue, like hey.
Okay, but that's not a rule then. That's just something you'd like.
Yeah.
Well, okay, it's different. I mean, I'd like all sorts of things, but if I haven't actually asked you for it and you haven't agreed, then, that's not really... You haven't got a right to be upset, put it that way. I would say you haven't got... You could be upset. Now, and I will give you space to be upset. But, but you don't have a right to be... to be upset, I would say. Space for it, but no right, because we didn't say that. We didn't say here's a form, piece of paper, like I expect you to deliver my birthday present in the morning of my birthday, and if you don't, there's going to be a problem.
No, this is too much. I even forgot my birthday.
You forgot your own birthday.
Yeah, I got reminded when people are calling me happy birthday. I was like, what the fuck? Oh shit, I'm not supposed to swear. Oh damn it.
Okay, so so where are we on the rules and regulations? Because I think that's one of the things that really damages relationships is when you're expecting something from your
Yeah.
partner, and you expect it, and of course you're always going to get let down. And the way this works is really funny because the partner knows you expect it, and because you expect it, they're not going to give it to you
So true.
because there's pressure. They're saying do this or else this.
I'm done.
And of course, you're not a kid anymore. So, you know, so you say, look, my parent could talk to me like that.
Oh gosh. You know what?
What?
In my heartbreak, my very first heartbreak, which is like years ago, I fell victim to trying to fit into a category which my partner at that stage wanted me to be like.
Mm.
So it's draining.
Did you lose all your energy?
Like you just feel exhausted. Like, oh, I don't want to do this. Like at one stage, I was like, nah, you can leave, my friend. Bye.
Mm.
And I did though.
Did you crawl away because you had no energy left?
Yo, I died. I was in ICU. He sucked the life out of me. Gosh.
Well,
But I must say the sex was good though.
okay, well, that's one
I
thing.
think that's the problem. Her penis.
Happiness.
Yeah.
Happiness, yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's really a good point because they made people have to want to get together because otherwise we could just, if there was no sex, for instance, and no desire for sex, we'd just be probably these little tribes all by ourselves, just doing our own thing, not even trying to get together.
Who died?
Well, we could be.
We can't produce. How do we
Yeah,
produce
well,
without sex?
no, you could be. What's the word? Anthropomorphic. I can't remember the word. Sorry, my ignorance. I can't remember the word for when things have sex with themselves. Those things. So there are certain. No, there are some animals that don't, like worms, for instance. They can have sex with themselves, and they don't need another person, another thing, to do it with. So we could have been made, the creator, whoever the creator is, or the creative forces, which are out there, could have made us that we have sex with ourselves, and we didn't need each other. So there's a reason to be together. Where it's a man and a man, a woman to woman, woman and man, we are drawn together, or them. We're drawn together, and we have to be together. So it's, life has said, you opposites get together. Now I think I'm kind of the understanding that there's an opposite. There'll be an opposite of you and me. Now it could be, you could be a man. There could be an opposite as well, or a woman and a woman. There could be opposites, but I'm looking for an opposite of me so that I can learn from the not me. So there's a me here, and there's a not me there. And I'm looking to learn from the not me about the me. And that's the way I can find it, because you can reflect something back that I can't see.
Bounce it back.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I hit it back. I'm like,
He's a good tennis player, but not so good at table tennis. So, but you know which. But you just got to know which game you're playing. So that's why life is clever. I would say life is clever to bring us. We need to come together. But when we come together, really, it should be. I'm going to say, use the word should and must. Should be, must be on your terms. So, in other words, it's your creation. What you're going to make. This is an art form. In my mind, relationships are an art form. They're not a given. But if you look at the magazine, it implies the man should do this for you, or the woman should do that for you.
yeah.
All those implications, and all this thing about. I mean, magazines love adultery. Oh, she cheated on me, he cheated on him, and it's all this big drama about he cheated on whatever. Nobody cheated on anybody. They did what they wanted to do, and the other person didn't like it, right?
Correct.
It's about as simple as that. I mean, it's your body. Remember that. This is your body.
Come on.
What?
Yeah, it's that. Yeah, yo, it's about communicating. For example, having an agreement with your partner, saying, "Look, we are dating, or we are together, or we are united."
Agreed.
But
Yeah.
I would like to dip my fingers in other cookie jars. I think that's the best way I can put it. Cause like if they don't know, cause you're I'll break someone's legs. I swear.
You see that moving? You notice that? It's going across the sky there. You see that? It was there earlier.
And it
I'm
flickers.
totally in agreement. I think that's what I'm saying. You make it your own. In other words, you create it with your partner. You say what the rules are or what the rules not are. There's no rules or there's rules. And then you're either going to agree or you're not going to agree. And then you don't have to worry about adultery, not adultery, playing behind somebody's back, because you'll never be doing that. And then...
You're going to be honest. You're going to be like, oh yeah.
Well, the thing is, then you can have that thing where... Because some people think, on the one hand, they love their freedom. On the other hand, I have to bring that fan over here. On the other hand, they want monogamy. They want one person to have memories with and build memories with. But on the other hand, they want freedom. They think these two can't work together, but they can. They can.
They're like this.
They can. They can work together if you can have the honesty of the communication and expression inside the relationship. And that's the point. Can you communicate? Can you keep yourself free and honest and authentic with your partner, and don't feel like they... As soon as you feel like your partner's starting to crush your style a little bit, that's when you need to communicate. Or even before then, even before they're crushing your style. But if you feel like they're crushing your style, that's the beginning of the
downfall.
End.
Downfall. It's downfall. Because the end does not come. The end always comes with knives and guns and then fighting. Oh, I hate you.
How you been watching those movies again? You've been watching Netflix. That was Bruce Willis. We've been watching Bruce Willis.
I've actually watched this Korean. It is so dramatic.
No, it was John Wick, wasn't it? It was John Wick.
Which one?
No, Keanu Reeves, John Wick.
Which? No, I don't.
Didn't we see him the other day? Wasn't it the movie?
Oh yeah, he was singing. He was a doctor. Oh my God, John Wick was a doctor, and then he had an older lady. I don't know what you call the older lady, ne?
His mom?
Not his mom. He had a thing for an older lady, and then this guy go kisses this girl, and I was like, oh, can that ever be me? And I was like, oh. See, wait.
That's where we get the problem with those fantasies which are planted into our heads. Like, you know, Sleeping Beauty, and the prince rescues the woman, you know, and that stereotype is carried through into the movies where, you know, the woman can't do it by herself. In most of the movies, what's she doing? What's she doing in most of the movies? She's standing by smiling.
And looking pretty,
nice dresses, nice boobs there.
Ass hanging.
And then the guy has to come and save her. But now she does a little bit of fighting. Just to, you know, token bit of fighting. But the man always has to save the fucking... So, I said that word.
Yeah.
So these stereotypes are not real, and it's up to you to make... I'll give you an example of your body is yours, especially for women. I think you can tell me if I'm wrong, all right? If I'm talking about women in the wrong way, you tell me I'm wrong. But anyway, so I'm at this course, this tantra course. Everybody's lovey-dovey, all loved up, and we're all getting nice and friendly. And then there's a man and a woman lying down. She's got like bare tummy, nice little top, and he's just stroking the stomach like that. And she looks really, and I go, oh, it looks really nice. So I went up and I sat down next to them, and I looked at him and I said,
"Isn't that weird? You go sitting down next to them?"
It's a tantra course.
Okay.
That's the kind of thing that happens on tantra courses, and it's weird if you're weird and you sit down. If you're weird and you sit down, then it's weird. If you sit down and you're not weird, it's not weird. Anyway,
is there one in South Africa in Cape Town?
there are a couple. I've not been here.
Really?
Anyway,
I would like to join.
Thank you. So she's lying there. He's struck, and I go up to him and I said to him, "Hey, is it okay if I do that?" And she says, "Hey."
Why are you asking him?
Yeah, why?
Why?
Don't ask him. Ask me. And I kind of went, oh shit, because that was the stereotype. The man belongs to the woman. It's a stereotype, and asking him permission to stroke her stomach, not her. See, and even I was caught out by that stereotypical version of that thing. But even if you, because like, of course, Renee here, she's like, of course that's true, but we live out of this idea that when we get together, the woman belongs to the man, or the man belongs to the woman. Either way, we think we own each other as soon as we get together, and that body becomes my body, or your body becomes my body, and anybody else that comes close is now going to be killed. And that's kind of where we are. Even however refined you think you are, there is just that bit of that in the background. Or we're also talking man on man and woman on woman, of course. RTG, LB, GT, and
all the alphabets.
the rest of the alphabet. Yeah.
The 20% of the alphabet.
Whoa! Yeah. So that's it.
Yeah, but you're.
I mean, that's pretty much what I wanted to say about relationships. It's your body, it's your life. Nobody else has got jurisdiction on your life. But then when you're in that relationship with somebody, you need to agree and communicate, because otherwise, if you've got a lot of rules that they don't have, or they have rules that you don't have, then that's a problem.
But I think it's good. It's. Sorry.
You want to go forward with that thought?
Yes, I am. I think it's kind of a culture shock for, like, for example, for a woman.
Whoa, yeah, you're black. Sorry.
Don't do that, Tim.
I just woke up. Shit. I just realised you're a culture.
We're big contradicting each other with age, gender, height, weight,
experience. Oh, that comes with age, right?
Yeah, that comes with age, but yeah. So I think it's gonna be a bit of a culture shock for, like, people who have their certain ways and stuck into their certain ways. Like, for example, even now, even today, like, if I to marry a guy from where I'm from, Malawi, then I am expected to fulfill certain roles, as in give birth to children, which I don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
Give birth to children, take care of the household, and be the caregiver. And, like, if you are well educated and all that stuff, that's just like a trophy. It's gonna be framed somewhere in the house, and pretty much forget everything.
So then you got to go in the kitchen and be with babies,
Cooking.
and your education, your knowledge, your wisdom
Down the drain. And I'm not willing to sacrifice such dreams. I'm sorry.
Why did you do that funny accent just now?
I was stretching.
Stretching.
I was stretching. I got to speak like a Malawian. I've heard them speak like a Malawian.
How does Malawian speak?
Timarang Jones.
Okay, it's a language I don't know.
Yes, so I can gossip. Hey to my Malawian people, Mliwanji. And how do you say in your language?
Hey everybody. Are your breasts ripe as well?
He's serious. Are they? If they are, send us a picture.
The moon's definitely moved again. Look, see, it's further across now.
Move. The moon does not move. How the fudge does the moon move? It's raining.
Oh, okay. Well, anything else about relationships for you that's important?
Okay, like, relationships could also be like friendships as well, right?
Oh, that's so true. Go on.
Friendships as well, because when we become friends, we have expectations towards each other. We have this unwritten contract thing going on, and I think that kind of hinders a lot of friendship, because someone expects you to do something and that you do not.
Well, can I add to that?
Yes.
Because I think I know the theme. I think there's a theme coming here that I like. And that theme is like, when you like somebody, it doesn't mean to say that you just have to then go and have sex with them and do all this thing. Because you can really like somebody without having to have a sexual relationship or a living together relationship or all those things. And I think for a man especially, I can't talk for a woman so much because you can.
Okay.
When a man likes, when there's a bond with a woman, he immediately thinks of his happiness. And it goes there. It goes to that department. It doesn't go to his intellect, to his intelligence, to his emotional responsibility, to his friendship level. It goes to, how do we get her into bed, and then let's go from there. Let's think about it later. So wow. I mean, I can only talk for men on that level, and new man might be coming through that's different to that. This is like, my era and probably 20, 30 years before there. What are you laughing at? My era. That's so racist. Look,
how is that?
Laughing at my age. So my era and probably 20, 30 years before then, because I've got lots of friends who are 20, 30 years younger than me, which you haven't, because she's not older.
But no, she's not allowed to give me my age.
She's.
Yes.
They have to guess. This is another competition.
Yes, they have to guess our ages.
Guess the ages. Okay. You either guess the ages or the difference in age. See whichever one you feel like doing.
And it's 2 digits, by the way.
So again, I don't know how women respond to that.
I cannot speak for all women because I strongly feel like I was a male in my previous life.
Oh, that complicates the conversation.
But but I think like before I get to like have sex, I have to feel safe with the person. Like the person has to be trustworthy and has to be in the same wavelength. Does that make sense?
Wavelength.
Or link. Like if you can't click on that level,
yeah.
Then if our energies are not matching, then nah, no bid.
Well, I mean, if it was the ideal world, you've got emotion. You've got emotion. No, we're on the video.
Yeah. Okay,
okay, so we'll edit that bit out of the video. This is the delivery guy just came at the most inopportune time with his pizza. So you've got emotional, intellectual level. You've got forgotten what I want to say.
You just think about pizza?
Thinking
I'm actually
margarita.
I was actually thinking of pizza.
I got avocado for you. Don't worry. There's a ripe avocado waiting for you.
I saw it.
So there's all those different levels. If you can have a relationship long term, intellectual, emotional, physical, all come into the realm of what makes a relationship go long term. It isn't just about how they look. It isn't just about whether they make you laugh or not, whether they've got a great body or not, if they're intellectual or not. It's like all those levels. It's going to make it work. Do you want to say anything about? Because I thought you were going down that theme earlier.
Yeah, but for me, you have to make me laugh. If you can't make me laugh, there's no way we're gonna get in bed together.
Well, that's very simple. Sort of tickle. Okay. Really? No bed tonight. Yeah, I made it.
We know what he's gonna be doing tonight, eh?
Yeah, so I don't think I expressed that really, really well, but it's a little bit like, guy, when you meet a girl or you meet your partner and you immediately are drawn towards them, it could be lots of different reasons why you're drawn to that person. It's not necessarily a sexual relationship. There's a bond there that could be there, or a contract that you want to make, but it's not a sexual one. So you just check that out first, which is why, in a way, it does sound old-fashioned, and I was never like this, by the way, but dating is probably a good idea. So you check somebody out quite a lot before you jump in, so to check out what are we doing together, where do we meet, where is our bond, and is it sex, or is it maybe you need to do some business together, or you're gonna just have laughing together, or you're gonna go out together and play together, and not just jump into bed because you felt something, which is what I've been doing most of my life, and recognizing it doesn't really work because I've jumped into bed too quickly, got this bond going, then all these attachments are there, then all of a sudden you're finding all these places that you don't meet on, and it gets exaggerated because you had sex with them.
You seem like you had it rough.
No, I'd never had bad sex. Like maybe once in my life.
No, like the aftermath of sex.
It was always a little bit too soon, I would say, most probably, before I found out what I was really doing with each one. Sometimes you do have to just jump in there because nothing's going to happen if you don't, and then you make the mistake and you get something in a relationship. But what I'm saying is, just because you had a strong feeling with a woman, it doesn't mean to say that's your partner now and your sexual partner. It could be that's your good friend. It could mean that's a business partner. It could mean that's someone you're going to learn from, but not without sex. So I'm just putting that out there as all these different angles of why you might be connecting with somebody, and just check it out. Just take a little bit of time to check that out. Does that sound too boring? Is that sounding boring?
No, if you're gonna check it out, and also I don't know, it depends. It honestly depends the definition of checking it out.
Mm.
So like,
Well, check it out in bed, you mean?
no, not really. I think most girls
Mm.
consciously would not just sleep with the guy because they went on a first date
Mm.
with. I just honestly don't think that. I think they honestly would go for someone. I'm not speaking on all girls. Hey, every girl is different. Every human being is different.
Mm.
But then, like, they wouldn't just jump into bed with a guy because we went on a date, or because I think I fancy him.
Mm.
It takes time. We first have to know, like, okay, cool. Well, what is he like? Is he? Oh yeah, we always go to the long term thing. I also do it sometimes. Sorry, I did it with you. I'm like, so from 2 years from now, do I see myself with this guy or holding a conversation with him?
Mm.
If it's a no, no bid.
Mm.
If it's a yes, then okay, he's a step closer.
See, my definition was really simpler. I mean, you're much more advanced. No, seriously, at your age now, you're so much more advanced than I was in my thinking. My thinking when I was your age was, can I imagine her on the toilet? And if I could imagine her on the toilet, that's not good a girl for me. But if I couldn't imagine her on the toilet, she was good enough.
Could you even imagine me on a toilet? You see me on a toilet.
Don't even think like that anymore. But that was the simplicity of thinking when I was younger.
So guys, if you can think of her taking a dump in the toilet, then she's the one.
She's not the one.
Why?
She will be not the one.
Why is she not going to be the one?
Because if I would not imagine her, it's like the Queen. You don't imagine the Queen having a dump, do you?
She's human. What the hell do you think happens to the food that she eats?
I'm talking about a stupid, simple mind. When you envisage them, you don't envision them having a dump. Because that wouldn't be the girl.
Some guy out there couldn't marry the love of his life because he imagined her.
In that old world of mine.
She was taking a shit.
Yeah. In that old world of mine, that was kind of it. If I could imagine having a shit, she's probably not it.
And it's ridiculous.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So girls,
holy shoes.
Yeah, these shoes, yeah. So this is how some simple minds have been working in the past. Oh, was that a big lion?
Yeah.
Should we be frightened? That wouldn't have picked it up anyway. It was just a big noise out there. So anyway, I hope what I'm hoping is, I'm just hoping that gets a little discussion going. Not that I'm right or she's right, or she's always right, but anyway, not that I'm right. She's sometimes right.
Thank you.
So I hope that gets some discussion going, get some juices flowing, get some dinner table talking going, and exploration.
I wanted to say something, but it's dirty. I can't say it.
You hope it gets some people into bed. All right, something like that, huh? Yeah.
No, there's nothing to do with the bed.
All right.
And I was just like thinking, like, has none of your girls ever had diarrhea?
Well.
And do you dump them because they don't take it?
It wasn't me doing the dumping, girl. That was flowing nicely for them. Yeah, of course. And I had compassion for them while I was pushing them out the door.
What? That's absurd.
Slipping them out. There you go. There's your own personal sleigh. Bumping over. No. Yeah, of course I have. Yeah. If I was with them long enough for them to get even fine diarrhea.
So people go looking for diarrhea, really? Okay. I think we should close. Hey, how about marriage? Marriage doesn't have a ship at the end of it.
Love and marriage, love and marriage.
Because you have friendship.
Go together like a horse and carrot. Thank you for letting me finish that bit of the song, because it rhymed.
A ship.
Yeah, so you have a relationship, and relation, if you look at that, let's just look at that linguistically. Relation would be RE is sun, RA and RE originally meant sun. Lat would be light. Lation would be light, and then a ship would be the vessel that carries it in. So a light carrying vessel, in other words. That's what this would be, a light carrying vessel, in that definition of it.
Yeah, but then you also have to find the right person to help you, because like you can get someone who's a blocker.
Well, no, this is what I'm saying. I think every single person could be a person who's helping you in relationship, but you don't necessarily have to have sex with them and live in the same house. They're all potentially people who can give you light if you just make the right contracts and you find out what the hell is this person in my life, where's this person in my life, and how do we make that work to the best light possible. So all of them are relationships, but only some of them really you should be living with or putting tongues together with. Marriage, I actually don't know. From the linguistics of as you've seen, I've got a really good passion for language, and I've gone back all the way past Egypt to the source of all language to find stuff out. But I can't. A marriage, I don't. Marriage is like carriage, I guess. That's a carrying thing. So a marriage is a is a fruit. Going back to the Hebrewic alphabet, M-A would be a fruit, an ancestral fruit with power, unmanifested power coming through it, and then the ariage would be the thing that carries it. So fruit carrying, so light carrying relationship, fruit carrying marriage.
I'd rather be the light carrying.
I'd rather be the keeper than the kept. So I think that's probably, and then about as much as our brains can carry for this particular topic. But I thought that was pretty good.
What, the ship?
Yeah, no, the talk.
This is really lovely. I just want to say, I don't know. Should I be like more like, oh, Dawn? Oh, I'm watching, guys. Everybody, I'm so sorry to do this. Everybody should watch The Crown, so we can all speak like darling. Yes, The Crown is really nice. It's very like I didn't know a lot of things about the your country people.
Them white people.
No, English.
English, sorry.
Your queen. I didn't know much about your queen. And I was like, interesting. It's very interesting, by the way. It's lovely. There's a bit of drama. There's a little bit of comedy and just a little dash.
My recommendation would be Inception. Watch the movie Inception. That'd be my recommendation. Anyway, it's starting to rain.
Rain on me.
Rain, oh rain, oh rain, oh rain, oh rain, oh.
What's it? Rain, rain, go away. Come again another day. Little John wants to play. Who's Little John?
He's the brother of Big John. And Robin Hood.
Really?
I don't know. I'm making it up. Well, Little John was in Robin Hood, but I don't know if that's the one from the song. Alright, so we're going to sign off. Please subscribe to no channel whatsoever. There's nothing to buy, and we're not selling anything. How about that?
Wait!
Oh.
I sell you freedom. Ooh. Bye-bye. What do I call them? Lovely beings. Bye, lovely beings.